Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am sincerely a Lucy. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining. How are you doing this evening? Thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your day to join in on this amazing live with Miss Hill as our special guest. She will be on shortly at this time. I'm going to give everyone some time to come on the stream, to join in the chats. When you come in, please say hello to the host, to the guests, to the mods, and to the chat. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining. Sincerely, A Lucy and my special guest on today. So thank you all so very much. Hello, Mr. Wise. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. How has your day been going? Hello, cool dude Jaden. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. How's your day going? I know that's Jaden the nephew. Cool dude Jaden, sir. I like that name. My bad. Thank you, Mr. Wise. Thank you for letting me know. I'm here. I thought I was already on the screen and I wasn't on the screen. Thanks, Mr. Wise. Thank you so much. Can you see me now, Mr. Wise? Can everyone see me? Hello. Please share out the stream. Excuse me. Please share the stream if you have the capability. Thumbs up the live and engage in the chats. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank y'all all so much for joining. So we're here today. Can you put the stream link in the chat? Cool dude Jaden. We have a guest that's coming on. I will put the link in the chat once our guest and I finish talking. Thank you so much for your patience, and I appreciate it. Thank you for joining as well. Please thumbs up the live. So to everyone that is on, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait about 4 more minutes to give a few people a chance to come on and join the live. Well, not join the live, but to join in the comment section. Today on my live, we're going to discuss homeschooling children while this COVID-19 is going on. So homeschooling basically while social distancing is going on. So I have a special guest that's a school teacher. She is a amazing school teacher. I have known her for over 16 years. She is a friend of mine. I know her very well. I will be bringing her on in just a minute. Hello, Miss Sylvia. How you doing? Welcome, and thank you so much for joining, Miss Sylvia. How was your day? Yes, Mr. Wise, it really is. And I didn't know if anyone else was having this discussion or this topic, but it was just something that was placed on me. And I was like, okay, let me find a way that I can incorporate it on my stream so that we can share this information. Because although teachers are sending information home and links home at the same time to have more information or helpful tips, that's what we're here to give you, helpful tips to help navigate with your kids, with the teacher, to give you just some tips, some helpful information, help tips while you're at home with your children to do with helping them with their education. Besides, if you get the link and they do the homework, other skills and things that you can do with your children. It was good. Thank you, Miss Sylvia. Oh, it was good, Miss Sylvia. Friends, I had a few things to do. And of course, y'all know I did go to Walmart today. I did and got a few things. And then I came home and I'm so glad that our guest came and she was so excited to be here and wanting to do this segment with us. So I had some questions at times, and I would go to her, or there's 3 other teachers in my family that I know, so I knew they were reliable sources. But when you cannot reach out to a teacher right at hand, or email them and waiting for them to respond back if you have questions or what have you, I felt that this would be a great idea to have just a topic and just some information, some light information to share with everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Hill on as our guest. Everyone, please, if you don't mind, welcome Miss Hill on to our precious cargo. Give her a warm welcome, everyone. And I thank y'all so much. Hello, Chef Disaster. How are you? Welcome. Hello, Miss Hill. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. We are so elated to have you on today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Great. I am so glad to have you. And how was your day, Miss Hill?
You know what? My day has been very relaxing. I know we are in a compromising position right now, but I'm enjoying this time to relax.
I know that's right. And take
Mhm.
advantage of it.
Yes, yes.
So, Miss Hill, I was saying hello to a few people in the chat. Can you see the chat, Miss Hill?
Let's see. I forgot. I sure can. I sure
Okay,
can.
you see that what they're saying. You see it.
Yep. I
Okay.
said, hey, Mr. Wise. Hey, cool dude.
Okay.
Okay. I
Yay!
see.
Great, great, great. Okay, so Miss Hill, I want to let everyone know, and I think I did let a few people know, but for those that are coming on now, this segment of today's stream is about social distancing, but how you connect the dots with your children being home and the things that they're needing from a teacher's perspective, although they're not in school, but they're getting links to do homework and educational things. But in the times that you need to ask questions, in the times that you may need to reach out to someone, what are some other things that you can do? So, hey,
Okay.
MJ and J family, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks so much for joining. So, before we get to that, that's the topic. I wanted to let everyone know that was coming in.
Okay.
Miss Hill, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about yourself, I'll give you the floor and welcome.
Okay. Well, I am Miss Hill. I am an English teacher. That's my expertise. And so I have actually been teaching for 14 years. 14, it'll be 15 coming up in August. I'll be starting year 15. Um, I've taught every grade from 6th through 12th grade. So I do feel pretty experienced. In the subject, in teaching students and teaching all grade levels. Um, like I said, English is my expertise. So along with English comes reading. I actually got my bachelor's degree in communications and I minored in English. And so I decided to go back to UAB and get my master's in English education. And then just recently, I got done with school. I specialized in teacher leader. So basically, I have a degree in EDS to help other teachers with their craft.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. And I remember this was happening, Christian, and I'm so proud of you. I am
Thank,
so proud of you. So proud of you.
thank
Um,
you.
from the day of I met you, we clicked. We were the tall girls.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
5'11" and a half, and you are how tall?
yes. I'm well, you know what? I'm right behind you. I'm 5'9", but I'm gonna put on my heels
Yes.
and be right up there. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, so we became friends. We previously worked together and we just clicked. We started the job that we worked at the time together and we clicked and we have been friends ever since. So
yes,
I
we
am
have a good
so
time.
grateful to have you here. Oh, we always have a good time,
Yes,
always. And we may not talk all the time, but if she calls and reaches out to me, I do my best to be there for her. And when I call and reach out to her, she's always there for me. And I'm so grateful and appreciative to her for being a sister friend to me in that regard. So thank you so much,
yes,
Christian.
you
I'm
are
so glad to have you. And I keep on saying that, okay?
welcome. You are welcome.
so, so Mrs. Hill, in the time that we are in now, unfortunately, just like you said, we
Yeah.
are advised to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
With staying at home, it comes the kids staying at home as well.
Yeah.
Now, with the kids being home, they still have to be educated. They still need to do their work, the school work and homework and testing and what have you. And with the way things that we have now with technology, that's feasible. It's possible and it can happen. So with that, how do you feel about that? What's your perspective on just that?
Yeah. Well, the good thing about it is that we're living in the 21st century. And
Mhm.
so our students, our kids are already technologically inclined. So it's not like we're having to teach them how to use the computer or teach them how to use an iPad or anything because they already know that they're coming out the womb knowing how to use these tablets and things. So, that's one point that we have on our side already. Another thing, a great thing is that many of these kids have already been using technology within their classroom. So
Mhm.
although they go to school every day and have that teacher in front of their face, within the classroom, they're using devices to do things remotely. For example, being in the classroom and then taking a virtual field trip. So the good thing about that is that although they're not waking up going to school every day, they can still continue doing the things that they have already been doing at school because many teachers have already been using technology in the classroom. So it's not totally foreign to them.
Mhm.
Now the negative of that is that they're not having that socialization that comes with going to school, and so that is the negative. But the great thing is that you have FaceTime, you have Google Duo. There are some online programs where the kids can actually interact with one another.
Mhm.
um, so, for example, a program which many of the kids probably are already on, a program like Edmodo
Mhm.
or Google Classroom, it does allow the kids to interact with each other. So, whether they're videoing each other or just chatting together, they still can have that interaction. Although it's not interaction in person, it's
Mhm.
still interaction. So, they're not totally losing those social skills. And, with parents, calm down. It's gonna be okay. I've been looking at social media and I see these parents are really on that homeschooling. And like I told my friend, hey, we doing spring break over here. Let's take a minute to breathe first, and then
Yeah.
we'll start our lesson on Monday.
Yes.
Now another thing we can't forget is that many teachers are feeling pressure to give students things to do, so everybody needs to calm down in this situation because, hey, this is something we got to get accustomed to because it's new to all of us, where
Yeah.
we're not having to get these kids up and get them on the bus or drop them off at school. Is new to all of us. So all of us need to take a minute,
Mhm.
collect ourselves, and get this thing together. which we
Mm-hmm.
can actually do.
And I agree. And that's some great information. And that's some reassurance to us as parents. And although we do know that you are a parent, you can relate to both sides as a educator and as a parent. It's okay to take a moment,
Mm-hmm.
relax. Spring break is coming up.
Yep.
Enjoy, have some fun with the kids, let
Yeah.
them reassess themselves, and then get back to the schoolwork after
Yeah.
spring break. So it's okay.
Yes, it's
Totally
okay. It's
fine.
okay if you're not doing schoolwork every minute. It's okay. And then in actuality, people who homeschool their kids, and I'm talking about prior to all of this virus stuff, people who have decided to homeschool their kids, one of the reasons they do it is because it's different than the traditional classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So really, people who homeschool their kids, they really do like maybe an hour or two of instruction.
Mm-hmm.
So parents, don't feel like you got to teach these children for 7 hours a day. Okay, don't feel like that. Don't do that. You're gonna wear the crowd out and yourself out, because our attention spans are not that long, especially these kids growing up now. Because, like I said, it's the 21st century. They are into technology, and so you ain't gonna be able to teach them for 7 hours a day. So parents, calm down. You don't have to teach that long, but if you get an hour or two of instruction in there a day, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
Now, Miss Hill, you just gave me a tip because although at times I keep one of my children home during a different situation, I
Mm-hmm.
always felt that I had to put in at least 4 to 5 hours with an hour break. And I don't know why I'd never reached out to you and said, how does this really work? So I would literally get her up in the morning, give her breakfast,
Wow.
and then go through her work. And then 11 o'clock, take a nap from 11 to 1, get her back up, and then we'll do 1 to 3. I didn't realize that
Wow.
it was okay to do 1 or 2 hours, and that was fine too. And at times she would say, I think we're cramming stuff in. And I was like, no, we have to. This is how long you're at school. We have to. And she said, but in between that time, we have breaks, we have lunch, we have
Mm-hmm.
tea, we have electives. And I'm like, no, we
Yeah.
have to do it. So I never took all of that into consideration until you just gave me that tip. So that was a very good help. And I thank you for that tip.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Mhm.
it's a learning process for all of us, because we are not perfect, and this is something new for everybody. You
Mhm.
have people in their 60s and 70s who have never experienced what's going on now. So,
Mhm.
you got the old and the young experiencing this at the same time, so it really is a learning process for all of us. And then, it is making a lot of parents step up to the plate, because
Mhm.
honestly, you do have some parents who send the kids to school and that's it. They really aren't involved that much. And so now it's a time where you can spend some time with your kids. You can
Mhm.
do some things that you haven't had time to do. And when I say some things you haven't had time to do, I'm talking about things inside of the house, whether it's getting together with the girls and painting nails, or um, playing cards with the boys or something like that. Just things, because we always are on the go. We got to do this. We got to go here. We got to clean up. Always on the go. Got to get ready to go to school tomorrow. Get ready to go to work tomorrow. So, it's actually a time where we can go back to the old school way of things and sit down, talk, really get to know your children
Mhm.
and learn something together.
That is absolutely important. Family time with you as a mom, as a dad, a husband or wife, a single parent, however, family time with your children, that is something that I pride myself on,
Yeah.
because it matters. As adults, we can maneuver through the day kind of like however, but to children, just stopping and just playing a game for a second, they take that so seriously.
Yeah.
It's times that my children will say, I remember when you did this. And I'm like, I was just distracting you in my head. I'm like, I was only distracting you, but they remember those things and they hold on to those memories and they appreciate them. So that's a great point that you brought up. And it's an amazing tip to give parents that are doing it already and that can incorporate that in the same time. Put down your phones, your
Mm-hmm.
tablets, your computers, and just set it aside. Tell the family, let's set it aside for 1 hour. Put it
Yeah.
to the side, sit at the table or in the room and play some games, get to talking. Some
Yeah.
some families haven't even had conversations, so that's also amazing. So that's an amazing tip, Miss Hill, and I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone that's in the chat. Thank you all for joining. Mr. Y said, yes, it's new to everyone.
Yeah.
M&J said, yes. Mr. Y said, facts. Chef Disaster said, kids always peep game. They always do. Kids know things we try to hide.
Yeah. But they
And
know.
they know. They know we could put on a front and pretend like this is whatever's going on. And children will get older and they will come and say, I remember that so and so. So you're like, what?
Yeah.
They're smart. They're smarter than we think they are. Not to
Yeah.
say that we're dumbing our children down. It's just to say that in some what I want to say this very cautiously, in some nationalities, we push
Mm-hmm.
things under the rug
Yeah.
and we pretend like it's not happening or it does not happen. And so we pretend
Mm-hmm.
that no one knows, but everyone knows we're just pretending. And
Yeah.
the kids are like, I already knew this. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. So, Miss Hill, again, we thank you so much for joining. Are you good? You okay?
Oh yes, I'm good. I'm good.
So, what are some things that you would because people will watch this replay later
Mm-hmm.
on. So, what are some things that you would suggest to parents that I know you said it's spring break. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with the relaxation. Let's kick it off with the chill. And that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. And then after that, let's get into schoolwork mode. So
Yeah.
what would you suggest coming from spring break to say a parent that has never taught at home or a parent that is totally new, clueless, but they're like
Yeah.
their parent just kind of like, did you get the homework and walk away and let the child do the homework? And it's just kind of like, you said you did it. What would you say? I have two questions. So that's the first question. What would you say to the parent that's used to going to the child and say, did you get your work? And they say yes. And the parents say, okay, do your homework. They walk away. The child is left to do their homework. And then
Mm-hmm.
the parents say, come and tell me when you're done. And the child, hour later, come and say, I'm done. And the parents say, okay, cool. Let's go with that one first. What would you what would you suggest to that parent?
To that parent, most likely that parent might be too busy or they may not be comfortable enough with helping their child with schoolwork. So to that parent, I would say really take advantage of online tools. There are programs, for example, a program called No Red Ink. NOREDINK.com. And that parent could sign up. You can sign up from your phone. Um, and so on that program, kids can, you can let your kids do different activities with English. It could be writing paragraphs. It could be something where they have to correct the punctuation in sentences or something like that. And it grades it for them. It shows them what they got wrong. Kids who are in high school who are looking to go to college and know they need to take the ACT, or they've already took the ACT and they want to raise that score, they can go on ACT.org, ACT.org, and they can do the practice test on there. And once they take the practice test, it'll come back and let them know what they got wrong and why. So for the parents who are not really comfortable with helping kids in that way, allow the technology to work for you, because there are tons of programs out there, and you could do a simple Google search. But there are tons of programs out there that will allow your student to do an assignment and grade it for them and show them what they got wrong and why they got it wrong. So to
Mhm.
that parent, I would say use the technology. Like I said, all of those things I named, you can do those from the phone.
Mhm. Those are great tips. Thank you so much, Ms. Hill, for sharing those. And I am sure that there will be some parents or some grandmothers, some aunts, uncles, step parents, however,
Mhm.
that will watch the replay and appreciate those very tips that you just gave. Because at times, as parents, we feel like we should already have the answers. We feel like we should already know.
Yeah.
And some parents, I'm not saying all, feel as though asking someone, does that make me look like I don't know and I should know? So
Yeah.
just having the information available is very imperative. So
Yeah.
to each and every one of you parents out there that just need the information, we are allowing you to get it here. And although you may have it and you may just not understand something, I would love to do another, if you guys would
Mhm.
like, have questions, specific questions, or just want information. I'm sure Miss Hill may not mind by coming back later on down the
No.
line just to do a few minutes with us and just answer some questions. So again, I want to thank everyone. Miss Hill, thank you so much for joining. To everyone in the you did.
Yes.
I want to turn this light down so bad. I feel like it's so lit up, but I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to walk away from the screen. But I thank everyone in the chat for joining in. So now, Miss Hill, is there just anything that you would just like to, that I may have not addressed at this moment? Is there anything that you would like to say or any information that you would like to give to everyone that's watching or may watch the replay, just as tips, helpful tips or links or what have you? And if you give a link, I'll type it in the chat. So,
Okay. Well, during this time, a lot of educational websites are offering free services because this is a very trying time for our nation. One of those websites is, well, some people pronounce it Newsela, some people say Newsela, but it's Newsela.
NEWS
Newsela.
.com.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Newsela.com. And so that's a site where students will be able to read news articles, um, and, and all types of articles. And you can actually change the reading level. So for younger kids, it will take the article and make it basic for them. For older kids, it'll take the same article and put it on their level, but they can read the articles and then they can take a little quiz after they read the article. They can also do a little writing prompt. And so, even for the parents who may not have any technology, give the kids something to read.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So, give the kids something to read. Um, They could read, it could be the Bible, it could be a magazine, it could be a newspaper article. Also, make sure they are writing. So, if they could write a paragraph or a page on anything, just give them a topic to research. Or if you look at an article in the newspaper or in the magazine and see something you're interested in, and give them the same thing to read and tell them to summarize it. Just make sure they are getting some writing time in there, because the research now shows that writing skill is actually a big help for students who eventually have to take tests and they want to score high on those tests. So we've always known that reading was important, but writing is just as important. So make sure they are reading, make sure they are writing, and just Google student websites for learning, and see what comes up. Because, like I said, in this time right now, a lot of free services are being offered for students to learn. So let's take advantage of the opportunities available to us.
Thank you, Christian. I tried to fix my light while you was talking.
That's
So
okay.
but I appreciate that information, as I'm sure everyone in the chat does, and those that will be watching the replay will also appreciate it. At this time, I'll just read a few comments.
Okay.
In Q's World said, hello, hello, Q. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Miss Sylvia saying, hey to Q. Q said, hey to the panel. So the question was to those parents that may not be as confident
Mm-hmm.
helping their child. So let me ask this question. So to those parents that want to, and this is a good thing, and it's all a good thing, no matter how engaged you are with your child. That's not what
Mm-hmm.
we're here to do. We're here to encourage, inform, and I don't like to use the word educate, because it seems like if I'm educating you, you don't know something and you're dumb about it. So I just don't like that term. So
Yeah.
I want to say just to inform.
Okay.
So, and to give options or to give information. So to the parents that as soon as this happened, they went into the mode of, I need to email the teacher. I need to email the teacher every day. I need to go over the child's work every day. I need to get it graded now. I
Mm-hmm.
need to know what's going on. I need to know where we stand. I need to know this is not a bad thing at all. But I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
to that parent, and even though, okay, spring break is coming, they're like, we don't have spring break. We're getting caught up on work. We're working here. To that parent, overachieving is not a bad thing. It's not what we're saying. But we're just giving both. We're giving both options here.
Yeah.
So that parent, what advice, what ideas, what information would you share to that parent?
To that parent, I'm going back to what I said in the beginning. I need you to relax to that parent, because what we also have to remember is that, teachers themselves are going through this as well. And teachers also have kids and have families, and so it's like everybody's world has been turned upside down. So, the great thing about it is, with the technology out here now, teachers are available after hours, are available on the weekends. But do remember, you do still want to respect that teacher's time, because a teacher, most likely is teaching. If it's not an elementary school teacher, if it's a middle school or high school teacher, they most likely have like maybe 100 students total,
Mhm,
maybe more. So just think, if every parent was emailing and sending messages to that teacher like that, just think of how overwhelming that
mhm,
would be. So think about it like that. Another thing is that, it's March, so we were already towards the end of the school year. So
mhm,
the bulk of the things that needed to be learned this year have mostly been learned, because in April, that's testing time. That's when, the kids take the standardized test. And so the bulk of the school year was really out of the way. Most schools were focusing on
mhm,
testing coming up and getting ready for that testing. So parents, don't worry about, oh Lord, my child missed out on a whole school year of learning, because they did not. It's March. We only had a couple of more months left in school. So your child didn't really lose a lot of information. It was there. It's just enhancing what they've learned. And so all you got to do, you could do a simple Google search for grade level standards in Alabama, or whatever city, state you're in. You can do a search for the grade level standards to see, okay, what is my child supposed to know at this time? So let's say you have a fifth grader in Alabama, and you want to know what that fifth grader is supposed to know with English. And so you do a Google search for grade level standards in English for a fifth grader, and see the things they are supposed to know. And you could simply go off of something like that. And the great thing about these websites and different things is that you can always adjust it to their grade level. You can always adjust it to what state they're in, and let the technology work for you. The
mhm,
technology will do the work for you. So to those parents that are worried and want to hound the teacher, relax. When the teacher needs to contact you, when the teacher needs that child to know something, when it's something sent down from the principal or the central office, that teacher, I promise you, that teacher will get into contact with you. Other than that, relax.
Relax.
Yes.
Great. I'm glad because I can be both parents.
Yeah.
Depending on the day, I can be the type of parent I'm kind of like, well, I'm never the type of parent that's like, do your homework. All right, I'm out. You finish. Okay, go take your. I'm more so of this is the type of parent I am. You come home, get you something to eat, get out your school clothes, what have you. Now, get your homework, and then I want to see the homework that you're doing. What do you have to do? And
Yeah.
then in my mind, I'm going to say, okay, this would take me this amount of time for whatever grade I was in at that time. And I'll add probably 30 minutes to it. And by that time, I'll come in and check in between time. And I'm trying to see what's going on. You're not skipping, you're just not writing anything. And then I'll even take the homework or the work and I'll say, okay, come to my room. Now let me ask you this. And then I'll ask a question from it. And I'll just say, now, what was your answer? Because you just wrote this down. And my kids know how I am. So they'll kind of be like, you know what? I'm not playing with my mama today. Just give it back to me and let me go do it for real. Oh, okay. I thought you was already doing it for real. But
Yeah.
and then I could be that type of parent that I'm like, I need an update. I hadn't heard from the teacher. I'll do a check-in every 2 weeks. When I had 4 kids in school, I would do once a week per child. Now that I have 2 in school, I would do 2 checkups a week per child. But I think about everything you said. Don't overwhelm the teachers. Be mindful that if you're doing it, how many other parents are doing it. And sometimes people can say, well, I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm worried about my child. But at the same time, that teacher is someone. It's only one person. And how many students and parents that they are having to deal with on a day-to-day basis. This is their job, but at the same time, they're human. We want to also be mindful of the things that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So you've given out some great information, some great tips, some great tools.
And NQ's World had a question. Let me see.
Let's see.
I have 2 children at home now that have packets and websites of work to do. How do I space it out? Well, with that, I would NQ's World space, let the child do. First of all, we got to factor in attention spans. And, even if they were in the classroom and had a packet of work to do in the classroom, most likely they wouldn't finish that in a day, just honestly speaking. If I were to give my students a packet, we probably would work on that unless I send it home with them. But if we're working in the classroom on a whole packet, that's going to be done over multiple days. So, in Q's World, depending on the child, their age, and, how difficult the packet is, I would say, do it over a week's time. Don't rush and try to do it all at one time. And children are different. With my 9-year-old, she could probably knock out a packet in a minute, but with my 4-year-old, I already see with her, it's going to take a longer time because she's just not into it like that,
Girls are so different than boys. They really are.
So it's like the thing about it is, you've got to know the kids. And so work with what works with them. And then I saw another question.
I was trying to catch it, but once it scrolled on me, I see Miss Sylvia. If you catch it,
Sylvia, our school district made workbooks for each grade from K3 to 12th grade and made them available for pickup. Oh, I think that's a great idea because, honestly, most people do have cell phones, but not everybody has that internet service at home. So I think those workbooks are a great idea. Maybe coming out of this situation that we're in now, maybe coming out of this, they will make Wi-Fi internet, maybe they'll make that a utility, a luxury, because really living in 2020, everybody needs some internet,
I agree.
So, maybe this could change for us.
I agree.
In a good way.
Hello, Eliza Gale. Welcome. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? Eliza Gale is new to the Precious Cargo team. We welcome her with open arms.
Mhm.
Everyone saying hello to Eliza Gale. Miss
Hey,
Sylvia.
Eliza.
Hello, Kena Noble. How are you doing? Kena Noble is a nurse, doctor.
Okay, so she's on the front line.
We appreciate everything that you're doing,
Yeah.
Kena. Um, and we send you well wishes and safety and love and support. Yeah, that's Kina. It's so many of them that I kind of have side conversations, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not good with names. I'm not good with those names, people's names at all, right? You know that. So I try to not say that to them to not make them feel like, oh, they're forgettable. But no, I'm just not good with names. So I
Yeah.
try to remember. Eliza is speaking to everyone in Q's world. Christian, want to read that?
Okay, thanks. That's how I was feeling. These children think they are on summer break. Nope. Yeah, remind them, no, it's not summer break. It's okay to do a little break, a little spring break, but then you got to get back into learning because, honestly, there is children's brains prune. Even in this, when you go home in the summertime for 2 months, their brains prune. They lose a lot of information. So, and that's just what happens with the brain. But, in order for that not to happen, we got to keep them active,
Mm-hmm.
academically active. So, tell them, nope, it's not summertime. It's not.
It's not. Kina speaking to
Mm-mm.
Eliza Gale. So let me see. Everyone is speaking to each other. Eliza Gale said, thank y'all, doing good. And y'all, oh, thank you. You're welcome. Kina said, a physician, former nurse. Okay.
Oh, great.
Look, I didn't want to mix it up, Kina.
Hmm.
We will, Eliza Gale. Thank you so much. Thank you, NQ's World. Yes, and the teacher has a family also that's home. Yes, Miss Sylvia. And that's the
Hmm.
thing. Like Miss Hill was saying, just be mindful of that. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to reach out to them. Well, I'm saying that like I'm a teacher because that's why I'm not a teacher. That's why even when we were here at the time and you was like, I'm going to school for teaching, and I was like, girl, go ahead. I'm not. Go ahead. You was like, you want to consider? No, I don't. I'm but they have a life, and I know I am. I like to be on my own schedule. I don't like to.
Hmm.
It's okay to be able to be on a schedule, but I'm this type of person. Like I like to be on my own. I've always been that way. I don't want to be. Commitment is okay, but something like school, a teacher, I'm
Because you
proud of
will
you, Miss Hill.
have 25 kids looking in your face all
Hey,
day.
how I'll be looking back at them. What?
Uh-huh,
I'm
all
not your
day.
mama. Let me tell you what. I done
Yes.
came in the school. Let me tell you what you're not going to do today, child. No, 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 no. We're not doing that today.
I know
Like,
that's the
I
truth.
gotta go. No, I'm not leaving until I gotta address this child because she gonna tell me. Teaching is
Yeah,
not
'cause
for
some of them are
everyone.
grown.
Miss Hill,
Some
you
of
got
them
to
are
do
grown.
that.
They are grown. But yeah, it's just a learning process for all of us. But like I said, I think some good things will actually come out of this. Um, it's just bad that it had to happen this way, but I do think it'll be once we get back into school, I do see some positives. And I know one thing, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make sure all school districts are equal when it comes to technology.
You think so now? You think that
Mhm.
this brought that to the forefront, right?
Yep,
Mhm,
yep, really.
mhm. Because
I
a
see
lot of mhm.
somebody said something. Also, since we're on learning, is there any easy ways to teach your child to have better handwriting, or is repetitive writing still the best? The NQ's world asked that about 5 minutes ago. And NQ's world, I will tell you this. Another because of technology, you got a lot of people emailing now, and they're emailing, texting, things like that. And so, we don't do the pen pals like we used to do when we were young. And so handwriting is just not a big deal for a lot of these students. Just got to be honest. I've been teaching for 14 years, and within those 14 years, I have seen the change. And so I remember being young and taking pride in my handwriting. It's not like that for little girls anymore. You know how you want to have the neat, cute
The
handwriting and the
cute
heart.
A and the T and the I with the heart on it.
It's not like that. It's like that for some of them, but not a lot. So the thing about it is, I have seen some of the worst handwriting lately that I've ever seen in my teaching career. And with those students, I make them write it again. So, in Q's world, the repetitiveness is still, I know that's an old school way, but giving them those handwriting worksheets to work on their handwriting and doing it over and over again, that's still the way to do it. And the good thing about it is, with technology, with iPads, with touchscreen computers and things like that, they could actually do it on the computer too, practice their handwriting, but it's still repetitiveness.
Hmm. I agree. Because growing up, I'm not gonna tell. Well, y'all know my age. My mama said stop telling people my age, but I mean, I think telling my age, she feels like it's handwriting was such a major deal because
Yeah.
we did write notes back then. And
Hmm.
Aaliyah made a song about 4-page letter. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I can't wait to write a 4-page letter to somebody's son.
Yeah.
But that's not the end of that. But when you had to, it was time to get your report cards, and the teacher would get your envelope and your stamp, and you had to
Hmm.
fill that out with your address,
Yeah.
and school's address. Those type of lessons taught you life learning things that now to this day, some things I have to mail out.
Yeah.
And I remember back, okay, I learned that in elementary school.
Hmm.
I told my daughter, I said, can you write this out because I need to send this money order off? And she said, write what, where? And I
Yeah.
said, on the envelope,
Hmm.
envelope. And she said, okay, what I'm writing. And I could see the hesitation. And as a mom, I'm like, oh my mother gosh.
Hmm.
you know, Technology has really, she was like, why don't you just pay them online? I said, get the envelope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, see, because they do everything online, so they're not having to do that, mail out the bills and write stuff on the envelope and all that stuff. They, writing checks and things like that. Like I was
Money
talking.
orders.
Yes, because I remember back in the day when Captain D's used to take checks, because my mom and
Mhm,
daddy didn't have a debit card. They would write a check to
mhm,
Captain D's, but they don't have to do stuff like that. They can cash app somebody real quick, or and so it's just a lost art. It really is.
Eliza Gale said, laugh out loud. I still do dot my I with my heart. You better
Art,
dot
yeah.
that I with that heart.
Hmm.
Tina Noble said, my kids' punishment is writing what they won't do. 100 times it has
Yeah.
helped so much because they are mine. Laugh out loud. They get lots of practice and continue to do it. I used to look
Hmm.
at that as punishment, and I used to be like, I'm going home and they want me to write this. And I would tell my sisters, hey, can you write one page? And then I tell my other sister, you flip it over and write a page. My mom used to be like, only child come home with all these things that's going on. What's going on at school? Because I'm talking too much and I'm telling them what I'm not going to accept and I'm not going to take.
Yeah.
Homeschool me, mom. And she's like, you got to get up there and you got to act right. Okay, I'm going to try tomorrow again. But
That's
that's
what
great practice.
likes to talk, talk, talk.
Talk, talk, talk. Me and you talk, talk,
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Read that, Chris.
All the
Read that,
time.
Miss Hill.
Let me see. Okay, thanks. Because I see it on computers where they trace the letters with their fingertips, but I didn't know if that gives the same neat handwriting skills. You know what? It helps. It helps for them to trace those letters. Honestly, they honestly in kindergarten and first grade and things like that. Now, back in our day, they used to teach us how to hold the pencil and all that kind of stuff. They don't really go into fundamentals like that anymore. Like I said, it's almost like a lost art, but tracing on the computer will help. But It's just like, for example, they don't teach cursive, or if they do teach cursive, they only do maybe a few weeks of it and then they're done. Now I remember going over cursive so long when I was in the third grade, but it's just not done like that because now the standards are different and the focus is different. The
Mhm.
focus is just different. And so handwriting is just not considered important. Now, personally, in my class, handwriting is important, but for example, I sent a letter, a little note by a student. I sent it to another teacher. Now, of course, at the time, it was this teacher's first or second year of teaching. I sent her a note. She sent it back and said she couldn't read it. I had written it in cursive. It was a new teacher who couldn't
Read
read.
it in cursive.
She couldn't read my note in cursive.
And with, I'm not gonna ask.
Sure, yes. And so, of course, somebody like her, handwriting is not important. Students knowing cursive is not important to her because she doesn't know it herself. She's a student who graduated from high school in maybe 2010 or something like that,
Mhm.
or 2011. So she's the new school.
Mhm.
So things are really changing. It really is.
I couldn't wait to write in cursive. It was intimidating, but baby, when I got them letters to connect, I was baby.
Yeah,
You gonna get this, all these letters, baby. It's four of them, but you gonna get it. And I want to write everybody in cursive. I'm making my own letters cute,
yeah,
extra stuff to it, unnecessariness. Now when I'm writing something, I'll be like, bye.
yeah. Yeah, I remember those days, but it's just that's just not important. That's
Yeah.
just, what's important to them. We are living with a generation where they are really into instant gratification. So they want to know how many likes they have. That does something to them. It's a high for them to see how many likes they get. Um,
Mhm.
and that's what we're dealing with now. Instant gratification. They really don't have a lot of patience to wait on stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is instant for them. And it really was created by technology with the things they deal with technology. And
Mhm.
so now you got documents you can sign on the computer by simply just clicking a button, and it'll sign your name, that's your signature.
I did that the other day,
Yep.
and I said, because I, about a few months ago, I did the same thing and I had to actually sign it, whatever. But then I did it last week and it was just like I had to do a click. And I said, that's not my, I didn't, that
Yep.
they just made that. That's not me. And I was like, well, so I'm come back. I just clicked the button.
Yep.
But that's true.
It's crazy. Yeah. And so you got to think, so, okay, you want to apply for a job, because I'm like, okay, you got to sign your name and stuff like that. Well, now you're applying online and then you're clicking a button to sign your name for you.
And
So
that's
it's
it.
almost like they don't see the importance in it because they don't have to use it. They don't really have to do it.
It's no longer a necessity, which it should be just in a need be cases.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it when you say what you not gonna do. What you not gonna do.
Yeah.
Miss Sylvia, let's keep it a little professional right now. Just give me like 5 more minutes, Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia like to cut up. Miss Sylvia like her little truck music too. I ain't Miss Sylvia. Miss
Well,
Sylvia, this
oh,
my
she said this is a good time to teach those types of life skills. It really is, Miss Sylvia. All those things we talk about where we say, they don't do that in school anymore. I can't believe you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to read a clock, you know, things like that, where we bash the school system and all that stuff. It is a time where we could be teaching those skills to our children at home.
yeah. Miss Skinner said, Q, the social distancing allows for truth telling.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
It does.
It allows you to reassess things that's going on in your home that you need to address as well because you're all in the house together and
Yeah.
you begin to realize the talking, the non-talking, their interaction, the engagement, and then at times it prompts you to address things like, hey, okay, let's just talk. or
Yeah.
hey, I need to give this child more attention, or this child needs this. It allows you to actually, like, I'm always watching my children, but I think I overwatch them. But it allows me, even the ones that are older, excuse me,
Mm,
I was looking at my 24-year-old and I was just like, what you got going on?
yeah.
He was like, what? And I was like, what you got going on? And I said, your body language today, just, I don't know, you worried about something? He was like, no. And I was like, I can feel I don't know, I feel something. He was like, get out the house, mama. You've been in the house 2 days straight. Maybe you need some breakfast. And I was like, okay, let me run to Walmart. But it allows you
Yeah.
to just be able to, like, in passing with family, because we're so busy nowadays. Everybody is busy, coming and going, coming and going. With this, it allows you to sit, assess, and readjust.
Mhm.
Sit. What I just said?
Sit, assess, and I don't know what the last word.
Readjust.
Yeah. And readjust. It does. It does. And it allows you to really take a moment to look at the man in the mirror
Yeah.
and say, okay, what can I do better? All right. I do think everybody needed this time.
I
We did. We needed this time.
mm-hmm. I
We did.
agree. I agree.
We
So, Miss Hill, are you good? Are you having a good time? I've enjoyed you.
Yes, I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time.
We'll definitely have you back on doing some fun times, some fun things. It's usually a lot going on, but I don't want you in the YouTube streets. I just want you as a guest when we're doing fun
Yeah.
things. We're gonna be doing like some karaoke on virtual
Oh,
thing. Yeah, we like play games. We do what is it called? For the culture games on here. Like the chat just go rolling. And I see you catching on with the chat. I see you, girl.
yeah.
I see you, girl. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
add you on this screen, and with some other friend girls of mine that are on here. Um,
yes.
they get on this screen and we just have us a ball,
I know. I really enjoyed it. I did.
We appreciate you for being here. If anyone at this moment may have any questions for Miss Hill, please drop them in the chat. We will have her for about 5 more minutes. I know she has a lot of things going on. And Miss Hill, in this time, is there any final things that you would like to say? Any things that you would like to encourage parents as a teacher? Any things that you would like to anything. I know you're an English teacher. Don't play with me with my braces. Don't play with me. Don't come for me in this and text me and say, Lucy.
Well, you know what? With the parents, like we said earlier, just take advantage of this time to really spend time with your kids. To the couples, take advantage of this time to really spend time together. You know, I think it's gonna be okay. And so, although, some of us are not teachers by trade, you are still your child's first teacher when it comes down to it. I can remember growing up and learning some things from my mother that I did not learn in school. It was things that I probably should have in school. And I'm not saying my teachers didn't teach me that because I was a talker. So I did miss a lot of information because I was talking. And so I can just recall some things that I learned, academic things that I learned from my mom, that I didn't learn at school, but I learned at home. And, those are things that will really stick with me forever. So let's just take advantage of this time and grow closer with our families as we learn together,
That's
because this is really a different thing for all of us who are walking on this earth right now. This is something that really has not happened in our lifetimes. Back they had the scarlet fever and all that killed off half the population back a long time ago. But many of us were not here to experience when that happened. And so, this is just a time where it's almost like, we got to get stronger in our spirituality, get stronger with our families, and do what we have to do to become better people. And I do think, at the end of this all, it'll be some positive things to come out of this.
yeah. I definitely agree with everything that you just said. I really do. Well, we thank you, Miss Hill, for coming on. Miss Kenneth said, I haven't been home in 10 days. I'll be there
Oh,
tomorrow night for 2 weeks. There are things we need to address. I feel like my daughters are fighting too much. Let them
oh,
fight a little bit. Let them fight a little bit. Please, let them get it out. Let them
Yeah.
get it. I have 5 sisters. You know, Miss Hill, how we are.
I remember fighting with my sister.
Yes, but it'll not all the time, but sometimes you just have to like get it out, get an
Mhm.
understanding, and then mama have to come in and grab you together and say, "Okay, girls." So you're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, yes, ma'am." So
Yes.
we can relate to it, Keena. It's all good. Thank you for sharing that with us. Here, y'all know it's okay to lay it on the line, and this is no judgment zone. This is no judgment zone. This is no pointing the fingers or throwing rocks. Here, we lay it on the line.
Mhm.
We hug, we love, and we support, and we encourage, and we keep it moving. So thank you, Keena, for sharing that. And Qsura said, yes, it does, Keena. Welcome, Precious Cargo. Please thumbs up the live. Thank you, NQ's Girl. I appreciate you. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to everyone that has joined in the chat. Thank you to the guests. And thank you to those that are in the cloud and in the bushes that are just watching, has not come in the chat, or thumbs up and thumbs down. Will you please hit the thumbs up if you prefer a thumbs down? However, just interact in one way or another. Sincerely, A Lucy really appreciate you for either way that you choose to support. Thank you so much. And to those that watch the replay, please look at the chat so that you can get the information that was shared by Ms. Hill with the links that was shared so that you can also check those out and take full advantage of those as well. Thank y'all so much. All right. Thank you, Ms. Hill. They say thank you, Ms. Hill. So if anyone else have a question, anybody else have a question before we let Ms. Hill go, I'll give you a 1 to 2 minutes just to get your questions out there just in case you have them. I'll go on, y'all. Have a good day. I love y'all. I care about you. There's nothing you can do about it. Bye. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes just to get your questions up there. Eliza Gale said, I love everyone. We love you, Eliza Gale. Kena Noble said, yes, I'm there. We're going to the backyard with popcorn. Whoever loses gets punched.
Mhm.
Do what you have to do. Do what you have to do,
Yeah.
Kena. And then on my live, whatever day that you do this, the next day, whatever, just update us if you don't mind. Let us know how it worked. I may have to use those same tactics. Stay blessed and be safe. See you, Eliza Gale. You as well. Ken and Blade, my 2 boys to be at it. 13 years old, 8 years old. Stop rough talking. They was rough talking while we was on the phone. When I was getting ready for your live, I was like, girl, let them have whatever they want. Yes, family bonding. Yes. Well, okay, Miss Hill, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being a part of this stream with my precious cargo today to share your information. When I reached out to you, I knew that I could depend and count on you. I know that things come up at times. I know that we get busy in life. I'm always respectful of your time. I'm understanding of it, no matter what the case may be. You are the same way with me. But I want to let you know that I am so grateful to have you on, to take out the time of your day to be a guest on my channel.
Yes,
Thank
I
you so
enjoyed
much.
it.
I appreciate you so much, and we won't hold you any longer. Well, I'll send you the link next time when we have
Okay.
like a girls thing going on. So you can join. You can get like the fun side of it. Just kick out the
Okay.
feet and relax your feet.
Okay.
Everybody say see you later to Miss Hill and thank her for
Bye
joining.
bye. Bye bye.
See you. Thank you so much. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you to everyone that joined on this evening to meet our guest, Miss Hill, a school teacher in the district that I live in. She has been a school teacher for 14 years and she has taught grades 6 through 12. She gave us some amazing information. She shared some great information with us. I've known her for 16 years. We were colleagues and she changed her career and to become a teacher. And she wanted me to be a teacher with her. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I'm safe. I want to work with things that can't talk back to me because I talk too much. But anyway, thank y'all so much for joining and I appreciate it. Hello, Afi King. Welcome. Thank you for joining. How you doing? Eliza Gale said hi. And Kuzra said, laugh out loud. Kena, I missed something. Eliza Gale said, see you, Miss Hill. Afi said, prayers in Q's world. You're welcome, Miss Lisa. Thank you so much. Now, at this time, I know someone, whenever I have a guests that I've invited on, I do not like to have other people to come on before or while that guest is on. When I'm inviting someone on, especially for a certain topic, unless it's something that we're adding people in, I just like to be respectful of their time and what they're wanting to discuss and address questions as they come in or at a certain time. So I know someone was asking in the beginning for me to drop the link, but I did not know who that was. And I just wanted, when I said earlier, to just be mindful that we did have a guest coming on. But after that guest did leave, I didn't mind by you coming on. So at this time, if anyone had any comments, anyone had any final words, anyone would like to come on and say hi for just a moment, feel free to do so at this moment. Christian, you still here?
Yep.
You don't want to leave, but you gotta go right now.
Well, what I'm supposed to do? Cause
I thought I removed it. Say,
girl,
you gotta say see you. Say see you later again.
bye, y'all. Bye. Okay, this is my first time. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay. I got you. I'm about to try. Okay, let me do it again. Okay. See you, Miss Hill. Welcome, Eliza Gale. Thank you for welcoming everyone. Thank you for coming to my house, and I appreciate it. Miss Sylvia said hi, Offie. Welcome. Miss Sylvia. Okay, everyone is speaking. Miss Hill, we really enjoyed you. You gave us some great. Thank you, Miss Sylvia. How was your day? How was everyone's day? So what do y'all want to talk to me about? I'll give y'all like 5 minutes, I think. What's going on? Talk to me. I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Y'all, I made that up the other day on a live, and I was like, I gotta say it a few more times so I can stick somewhere on my live streams. So I can get me a cool intro. That's good, Eliza Gale. That's nice to hear. Eliza Gale said, keep song. Thank you. Thank you, Eliza Gale. Okay, everyone. Well, thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for taking out the time of your day to spend a little time with me, Lucy. Each and every one of you are my precious cargo. I take you with me along the ride that we travel through this virtual window that separates us. Thank you. Have a great day and enjoy. I love you. I care about you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Sincerely, AiLoveLucy. See ya. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. I love y'all back.